And hello everybody, and welcome to part 6 of the PDC Dart Simulator 2020 World Championship preview. Boy, we had some excitement in the last one. We had a big upset where Paul Lim took out Michael Smith. That's the first major upset of the tournament. But maybe we'll get some more coming up. We've definitely had a lot of action. So, once again, I'll be joined by my amazing co-host, Meryl Van Selm.
Hello, hi.
So she's been doing an amazing job analyzing, predicting the matches so far, and that will, of course, continue here coming up. We have 8 just cracking darts matches ready to go, including the number 1 seed and the 3-time world champion, Mighty Mike. And we also have the German number 1. We've got all sorts of awesomeness coming up. So let's get this started out with the Machine, James Wade, against Richie Ethouse. Now, on paper, this looks like it shouldn't be that close. But
No,
in
yeah.
but in reality, you think it might be closer than it seems?
Well, I think it's going to be James Wade who wins fairly easily.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it might be closer. I think Wade will win, but I'm thinking like maybe 3-2. I think Ethouse is going to show up and play.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, you think it's going to be not close?
Yeah, I think so. But maybe I'm wrong.
You haven't been wrong too much. Yes, your prediction skills have very much impressed me, to say the least. Wow, look at that terrible average by Wade, and he still wins. Well, that's vintage James Wade. You know, average 90, suck at everything. But oh yeah, I won 3 sets to 1.
It wasn't very close if you look at the legs.
11 to
11
9?
to 9.
Yes. That's amazing, though, how he can play so bad. And look, his doubles was not very good, fewer than 1 out of 3.
It must have been like a typical Wade match, at those lethal points where those important points in the match, he hit that double.
Exactly. That's just like it. It's a classic James Wade game where
Yeah,
he just hits all the important shots and then just somehow wins the match that he really wasn't supposed to win.
true.
But that's why he's been a great player for the better part of a decade. He just knows how to win. On to another guy that definitely knows how to win, Steve Beaton, taking on Kyle Anderson, who I don't think we can say the same about just yet. Who do you like in this one?
Well, Steve Beaton has been here for the most world championships of all players competing now.
I got that one on the
So,
trivia contest too.
yeah, so definitely the most experienced player of all the contestants. And then we have Kyle Anderson hitting a great average last round. So I think it will be Kyle Anderson.
It could be. I hate to bet against Beaton just because
Yeah, true.
he's hard to bet against. But yeah, Anderson's probably the better player, at least talent-wise. So
Yeah.
I take it you took the PDC World Championship quiz?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I got 17. How did you get?
90%.
Oh, I got 85. It figures you'd beat me by 1. All right.
I
Well,
only had 2 questions wrong, and it was like one of those was the Raymond van Barneveld question, which double he hit, and it was so stupid that I got that one wrong. So, yeah, sorry guys.
yeah,
I should have only had one wrong.
I got 3 wrong. I don't remember which 3 it was, but I thought I did pretty well for myself. All right. We both think Anderson's the better player, but we both don't want to bet against Beaton. Well, we should not have bet against Beaton.
Oh wow.
Yep, well, he is a world champion, if you count BDO, but
Yeah. Well, I really hope that he plays like that during the World Championship.
yeah, he's a winner.
Yeah.
As I always like to say, winners find ways to win, and James Wade and Steve Beaton certainly qualify, and losers find ways to lose. It almost sounds too simple, but it's the truth. On to another guy who certainly has not proven he knows how to win on TV yet, Ian White. That's a guy
Yeah,
you just can't believe. A guy so good and so talented can continuously come up short on the big stage. Do you think he will right the ship this time?
yeah,
You think he's taking
yeah.
out
It should,
Lavanauskas?
yeah, it should go at least one round through. Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely needs to win this one because I sure the hell don't want to
yeah,
type Darius Lavanauskas again. So, for no other reason than that, he needs to win. So let's see what
uh,
happens. Or I can crash the game and have to restart it. That's also smart. And you may have noticed, notice when I introduce the players, do you notice what else comes with the players? Do you
as
see?
in.
Well, notice it says Ian White, but that's not all it says.
Oh yeah, yeah, the walk-on girl,
Yeah,
Charlotte or Daniela.
yeah, it randomly picks one or the other, and then whichever one the first one doesn't get, the other one gets. So what do you think? Do you think there should be walk-on girls?
Well, I think there should, because obviously Daniela and Charlotte like their job, so why take it away from them? But they also said they got more opportunities since there are no longer walk-on girls.
Hmm.
Um, but for the ladies players, maybe there should be walk-on guys. I don't know.
I
I
think I think there's no reason for them. Well, I look at it this way: there's really no reason for them to be there, but there's really no reason for them not to be there either. And since they want to do it and people like it, why not?
But there are also dancers on stage, so
Right, but I mean, it's like Danielle and Charlotte. They're not hurting anybody. They're
yeah,
certainly no one's making them do it. They
true.
want to do it, and
Same goes for the dancers, right? But why
yeah, I
are
mean,
they why are they allowed? And
yeah, it's
it's,
definitely
yeah,
it's
it's
definitely
weird.
weird. And while we were talking about women's issues, Ian White managed to win 3-1. But yeah. Oh, and Darius Labanakis hit a big fish. But you know what? Does anybody care about that? Nah, probably not. Because Ian White's also probably the only person ever who can be the number one seed in a tournament and still play on stage two. Do you remember that last year? The Players Championship final, he was the number one seed and it was on stage two every time.
Makes
And
sense because he's like, yeah, there are more interesting players to watch.
That's true. Though he's pretty good though. I mean, he really is.
True.
He is interesting on stage. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed watching him this year. So he
True.
certainly had more success than usual. So you kind of get to see more of a guy like this guy is not just a boring darts player. He's actually got some personality. So I don't
True.
know. Maybe going forward, people more appreciate it. All right, next up we have the all-German battle. Max Hopp, Gabrielle Clemens. Now, most people would say it's a no-brainer. Of course, Max Hopp is better. I mean, duh. But do you necessarily think it's that simple?
No, I kind of disagree with that. Sorry, because I think Clemens should be or is going to be the number one German player in the future. I think that's going to happen. So there's a chance that he's going to win this. I think they will also be both wanting to show the world and Germany that they are both the number one player, and Clemens should win it. Win it.
Yeah, I think Clemens probably should, though I think Hopp might just win this one. But I agree with you. I think within a couple of years, Clemens easily could pass him and probably will.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a look. And we're off. They don't have the German crowds though, so they might both average like 75. Those German crowds, whew, they're
Don't
something else.
underestimate the Dutch crowd.
Well, look at
Oh,
that.
yes.
The maximizer apparently is the minimizer today. because he was minimized badly. Didn't even throw a single 180. Yeah, and he's going home. Let's see, that's 24. He goes right there. So there's our next upset. The 24 seed is going out. That is the fourth seed to go down. Only the fourth seed. Wow, only 4 seeds have gone down. 1, 2, 5 seeds. 5 seeds have gone down. Okay. Well, that's that's not too strange, but we have at least 1 or 2 more I think could easily lose. I'm not gonna spoil which ones I think it will be, but Johnny Clayton, Ryan Joyce. This
I think it
one.
will be Ryan Joyce.
Yeah, for some reason my simulator loves Ryan Joyce, and I have absolutely no explanation as to why. I did not program him to be like that. I programmed, actually, his ratings are kind of low. I'm looking at them. But he just, for some reason, does really well. But we'll see if Johnny Clayton can put a stop to the madness. Clayton had a good first half of last year, but hasn't done much since. So we'll see if he can find some form. Hey, Ryan Choice wins again. I seriously cannot explain it. I mean, I literally was just looking at his ratings. I'm like, I don't even have him rated very high. I mean, there's obviously a whole wall of categories. I think there's like 12 or 13 that go into how they play. But still, what the hell? Well, he won again. Or maybe he's going to win the world championship in this and lose in the first round. That would be probably the most likely scenario. But anyway, on to a couple of nice players, Stephen Bunting and Aaron Monk. Got any of a feel for this one?
Well, Stephen Bunting has been doing fine lately, so I think he should win this.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Stephen Bunting is one of the most underrated players in all of PDC, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's often overlooked. It's like he probably really is a top 20 player. I don't think 17 is really a joke, but when you think of other top players, you never hear his name called. Kind of like the way Ian White was until this year. Ian White was always ranked in the top 15, but you just never heard his name called for anything. And Bunting is possibly even approaching that level if you kind of think about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so I think he wins this pretty easily. I don't think Aaron Monk has enough to compete with him, so let's take a look. And Bunting wins despite neither side playing all that well. Neither side could hit 90. Looks like they both had some double troubles, but that's kind of normal in a big event, can happen. So Bunting is going on to face Joyce, the most dreaded player in the entire simulator. And now we have 2 more players, Ricky Evans, Mark McGeaney. Ricky Evans, an interesting guy who's like his mission was to be was to show the world he's not just a guy who throws really fast, but he actually does have some talent. He moved from nowhere up until the top 32, just barely, albeit, but he is in the top 32. So, yeah, is he a real player or is he just a gimmick?
I think he's a real player. He has shown a couple of great moments this year. So yeah, but Mark McGeaney also has. So I think it could be close.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you can honestly say the player who's seeded probably has less experience and less of a track record than the guy who's unseeded playing his first year on PDC. But here we are. I mean, McGeady, of course, a star on the BDO before coming over, but let's see what he can do. So who do you pick anyway? We didn't make a prediction here. I like McGeaney.
I'd say McGeaney. Yeah.
Both going
Oh,
McGeaney. I think it'll be close though. I think both sides play pretty well, and it'll be a close game.
oh,
Wow.
it was close, but in averages, but yeah.
Yeah, not close in
Nope.
legs or in
Nope.
sits. Guess
Nope.
Ricky was like, "Oh, you like McGeaney? Well, take this. You can shove it up your yap." All right, so Ricky Evans will come down to face the winner of the next match, which I think we probably know who it's going to be,
Yeah.
but we still have to play it. Up
Okay.
next, the match everyone's been waiting for, our Dutch battle of Mighty Mike MVG against Jelle Klaasen. Now, would you like to tell the story of why MVG does not like his opponent in this match?
Yeah, this has happened before I got into darts like
Yes,
very actively. So
myself
I
as
know,
well.
yeah, I know it has to do with pictures and with yeah, I'm not going to tell the whole thing. You should Google it and
Yeah, Google is your friend for
yeah,
this as well.
Google is your friend and
Yeah,
Google pictures and
yeah, let's just say I'll give a slight bit more information. Let's just say that
Okay,
Jelle Klaasen sent a picture that he definitely should not have sent to someone associated with MVG, and MVG, well, rightfully does not care for him anymore because of that.
true. They were really good friends,
Yes, they were very good friends, practice
best
partners, and all
friends.
that, but then Jelle
Yeah,
decided to be an idiot, a very big idiot, to say the
true.
least.
Well, he has grown up now, so yeah,
Well, still, I mean, you can't
yeah,
do what he did.
true.
But yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
I think we both agree we'd prefer not to discuss in gory details what he actually did. But yeah, Google's your friend. But yeah, he
True.
did something very not nice. Anyway, so that's why MVG does not like Mr. Clausen. And do you think Yella has any shot here?
No.
No. That's it? No?
No, also because he has already played that day, and Van Gerwen is just better.
Yeah, well, that's true. The simulator does not know the schedule, so that won't factor
True.
in. But yeah, you're right. It's just
Yeah.
the talent of all the
Yeah.
matches in this session. I mean, the talent discrepancy here is just massive. The only one that might have been even close would have been Wade at House, and that's just yeah. Here we go. I mean, this should just be a smashing. Will Yellow Closet even win a leg is the other question.
He probably will.
Well, he won 3.
3 and the set
Yeah,
with that.
despite MBG averaging 107.
He didn't even do that bad.
Well, I mean, he showed up. He averaged 94,
Yeah.
so I mean, he at least gave it a go. He didn't just roll over and die. Something interesting about his name. You being Dutch, of course, say his name correctly, whereas none of the English
True.
commentators or people ever say his name correctly, probably because they can't. This was kind of a short video, so I'll kind of tack it on here to the end. So, if I was talking to you, I would say Michael Van Gerwen, the correct
Yeah.
way to say it. Or if I'm talking to someone from England, I would say Michael Van Gerwen, the incorrect way to say it. And I actually had an English person once say, why do you say his name Van Gerwen when you know it's wrong? I say, because you won't understand me otherwise. I only say it like that when I'm talking to Dutch people, because Dutch people can make that sound, whereas you can't. And truth be told, it took me quite a lot of practice to be able to make that sound properly.
True.
The only sound in Dutch was harder was like the sh sound. That
Scheveningen.
Yeah, that was much harder. But so yes, the little note about his name, it actually is Van Gerwen, not Van Gerwen. So if you want to sound smart, and when you're talking to Dutch people, say his name like that, and they'll be like, "Wow, you're really cool," because The simple truth is, Dutch people are very impressed when non-Dutch people speak Dutch. So there's your Dutch lesson of the day: how to say Michael van Gerwen correctly. All right. So with that said, we have our round 3 matchups here in the book. I'll highlight them right there. There we have them. Let me scroll up so we can still see all of today's. So there we go. There's our round 3 matchups. We have 5 seeds that went down, 27 seeds went on, or 6 seeds actually. That may not happen in real life. There'll probably be more upsets, but we'll at least get to see some good darts going forward. So, which of the big names, we'll say a top 10 seed, do you think should be on upset alert? Which one do you think should be the most concerned?
Mm, in the top 10, right? I think
Yeah.
Ian White and Rob Cross, maybe Daryl Gurney as well.
Yeah, I gotta agree with all of those. I also think Dave Chisnell could be in danger against
Oh
Iswan.
yeah, yeah,
I think that'll be
yeah.
a very good game. Yeah, definitely. Glenn Durant's proven he can beat anyone. Noppert's proven he can beat anyone. So yeah, I think those will be the most exciting matches that could give us a big upset. Well, we're going to see them all in the next couple of videos as we will move into round 3, where we will hopefully maybe even see a magical 9-darter. So, do you have anything else you'd like to add, Miss Merrill?
Not really, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered everything we need to cover in round 2. We've got our 32 round 3 people, or whatever you want to call them, and we will see how they do. The order is completely scrambled. I did that just because I can. They're not in any sort of logical order, but I know where they go, so we will get it going. So, again, we got to give a special thanks to all our viewers who tuned in to watch this. It's really awesome that you all are checking this out. And also a special thanks to my amazing co-host, Meryl Van Selm. Be sure to follow her on Twitter at Meryl180 or any other social media outlets of your choosing. You can check her out for some really awesome content, some really awesome commentary, and all sorts of other cool darts-related stuff that she has to offer. So thanks again for joining me on that. And we will see all of you next time for round 3. Bye, everyone.